Struggling to build an email list that actually converts while tech overwhelms you? Well, the solution to that is right in front of you. Use GetResponse, your all in one email marketing powerhouse, which will make your marketing experience feel like a breeze. And if you don't have any idea on how to use it, that's what I'm here for. I'll give you a step by step guide on how you can create free accounts, make AI powered landing pages, sign up forms, welcome emails, automation workflows. So, without further ado, let's get started. Start with going to getresponse.com, and now you can either create an account and start a free trial. The platform provides you a 14 days free trial where you can test out the tool and decide whether or not you like it. And if you're sure about this tool, you can check out the pricings and select a plan that is appropriate for your project and your team. For now, I'm going to start with the free trial. So simply click on this free trial button, fill out your details, or you can use sign up with Google. I'm going to create this free account. And after doing that, you have to verify your account. So just click on this confirm your email button when you get the verification email. Then you will have to add in your personal information, and you can add your company name over here. So I've added in my details like the company name, country, address, etc. And now you can click on this next step. Here you can either select your main goal or you can skip that for now and simply close this. So this will be your dashboard. And for this tutorial, I'm making a landing page marketing campaign for the business that is mainly focused on selling online courses. So, first off, the most important element in all the workflows is the list. So, let's create our first list by going into contacts, and here you'll find a default list. So, the list basically have all your customer data stored and bifurcated. So, you can have multiple lists like a newsletter list, a subscribers list, in our case, a list of people who have bought our course and such. So let's create our first list. So I'm going to click on this create list option. Here you can enter a name of your list. So let's create one for our subscribers and hit on the create option, and you can see the subscriber list is made. Now if you want to add the contact, you can click on this add contact option, which will give you four ways to add your contacts. The first one is to manually enter the data of each contact. The second option is to import your contacts from a certain file like a CSV. The third option is to integrate another application which you might already be using previously. And the fourth option is via sign up form, which we'll be creating later in this tutorial. So let me show you how you can create a contact manually first and then from a file. So first off, click on the one by one. Here you have to select the list that you want to add your contact into. So in our case, it's subscribers. Now you have the option to either add them to your autoresponder cycle or not. So let's turn this on. And now you have to add in their email address, their name, as well as number, which is optional. You can also add in any custom fields for your contacts by clicking on this button here and selecting from this drop down. You can search up any field that you like and simply check on this I have permission to add people to list and add in all the information. And now you can click on the save and go to the list option, and you have your contact added to your list. Now the second way was to use a file, so let's do that as well. I'm going to click on this, and here again I have to select my subscribers list and turn on the autoresponder option. Now all I have to do is select a local file from my PC, and once you have selected your file, you can click on this open button, and you can see under our upload box you can find all the file types which are accept it, and what size can your file be up to. The next option is whether you want to overwrite your existing data from the contact list or you want to add in the data at the end of the list. So we are going to override the previous data and select the only add new option. Next, I have to check this. I have permission to add new people to list button and click on the next button, and it will take you to the match field page where you have to match the field from your CSV file with a custom field, like what's the type of your column. So these are the two columns which are not matched. So either you can select an appropriate type for your column or you can add that to don't match. So that's what I'm going to do. And you can simply click on this import button, and now your list has 15 upload. So this is the import statistics. You have different other options under contacts as well, like the search option where you can search up any of your contacts by any of the field by simply writing over here. You have the advanced search option. Then you have the ability to manipulate your contacts, that is by clicking on these three dot buttons. You can either see their details, delete them from list, delete their account, or copy them to another list, or directly move them to a different list, or even send message directly from here. Next is the segment section where you can filter out your contacts into certain segments. So you'll have to select the list and create a filter. Also, you have the reports for your contacts, which will take you to the reports page where you can see different trends and analytics in different form. Back to our contacts, we can see there are two lists. First one is the subscriber and the default list. So the first step of our campaign creation is done, that is the contact list. Let me just give you an overview of the workflow we'll be following. So this is the workflow. First step is the contact list creation. Then second step is the landing page. Third one is to create a welcome text automation. And fourth one is to create a newsletter autoresponder, and then you can add in the report. So let's move to our second step, that is creation of our landing page. So go to the tools option. Under build visibility, select the landing pages button. So here's what you'll get. It lists all your landing pages over here, but as we don't have any, this is what it shows. So let's create our first landing page by clicking on this create landing page button. Now you have two options to build your landing page. Either you can use ready-made templates and customize it according to your brand, play around with the layout and formats, or let AI build a landing page for you. You just have to answer a few questions and it will create a landing page. So we are going to use an AI powered builder because even in this option you have the ability to customize your landing page, which is similar to that one if you use a which is similar to as if you're using a template. So it will cover both of them. So this is the questions that you have to answer. First off, you have to tell which field you're working in. So in our case, it's education and training. So let's select an option from these. So I've selected the training and certification, and here I can describe the product or service that we provide. So here's a little description of my services that describes what exactly our company does, and I'm going to click on this next step. Here you have the recommendation to add these elements to your landing page, so you can either select or deselect the ones that you want to skip. So I'm going to skip the chat option, and I want to add in a testimonial section as well as a gallery. So after you have done selecting all the elements that you require, you can click on this next step option, and here you have to select the color palette of your website. So you can either choose from these here, or you can upload your logo to import the custom color and theme from your logo. So I'm going to just simply use one of these. I'm going with the warmth one, and I can click on this next step button, and you have to give the company details now, which are already pre-filled because we already filled the form in the very beginning. So let's wait for our landing page creation, and it has given me three design and layout structures. So I have to pick one of these designs. So you can go ahead and preview them by clicking on this preview button, and it will open a full size website of your preview, and you can choose the one that you like the most. So I'm going to use this one. I like this design, but there are a few changes that I would like to make. So once your design is opened, you can go ahead and tweak it according to your liking. Like first off, I want to change the logo, so I'll click on this navigation bar here, and you can replace this image with one of your own. You can either use search option, or you can add your file from local device, which is what I'm going to do right now. And I've selected my logo and I'm going to open it, and you can simply add that file to your folder. Just go to your folder and select the image that you just uploaded, click on this use button here, and your logo will be replaced. You can also change the alignment of your logo by clicking on these settings here, but let's not get into details. I'll quickly show you how you can change a few things in your website and you'll get the understanding. So first off, you have all these options in your sidebar. The first one is to manage all your pages in the landing page or the website. So we just have one home page and a thank you page. Next, you have the global design, which includes the color palette that you use, the typography which is used, which is what I'm going to change. So I'm going to click on this more font styles and select a professional looking one like Times New Roman. Then you have other options like buttons, style and settings. Here also you have more styles which you can select from, their shape, etc. Next you have the ability to add any elements to your website, so you can go through your whole website, and if you feel like you need some more elements, so you can simply add in another section, text, button, videos, images, etc. Next you have a store setting option, which is useful if you are creating a landing page for your e-commerce or anything. So you can set up your store here. Now let's see how we can edit the design which is already made. Like here, this section is very monotonous, so let's change the section here. So I'm going to select the section, and you can see the section name here, and simply click on that. And here you want to change the color, or you can also add in a background image. So that's what I'm going to do. Click on this background media, and you can select whether you want to add an image or a video. So we are going to add in our image, and I'm going to search on Unsplash, check for AI images, and here are the results. So I can select any one of these results. Like I like this one, I'm going to click on the use button, and you can see the text is not quite visible. So let me reduce the image opacity from here, and also there are multiple options to change the sizing, position, height, width of your images. So you can play around with all those things, and if you want to move any of your sections, all you have to do is click on this mover button and drag it wherever you want. So it is that simple to customize your own website, and if there are any unnecessary sections, you can always go ahead and delete them, like simply clicking them and selecting this delete option. So let me make a few changes according to my liking, and then I'll show you how you can publish this website. So this is the final website, and I made a few changes in this section here and this testimonial one. And now you can preview your website by clicking on this preview button, which allows you to preview either in a desktop mode or using a mobile view. So this is the desktop preview and this is the mobile view, and here you can even change the settings for fonts and padding in your mobile view. So once you're satisfied with the website, you can click on this continue button, and now you have to add in the list where you want the subscribers who sign in using the sign up form to be added to. So let's select subscribers list, and you can choose whether or not you want to show a captcha to save the business from bots. So I'm going to turn that on, and you can upload the icon of your image that will appear right here next to your website name. Next, you have the option to either show the cookies these banner or not, after which you have the integration and analytics settings, where if you turn this on, you have to configure your analytics tool like Google Analytics or anything. We have turned off our chat, so that's why this is turned off. Next, you have the option to allow web push notification, but you would need a custom domain to get this web push notification permission. And lastly, you have the business information. Simply click on the continue button, and now you can give a landing page name. So let's just call it landing page because that's what it is. And you can select the free domain from these and simply click on the publish option. And if you have a custom domain, you can click on this connect domain option or buy one. So now here's our published landing page. You can see its performance and traffic from this dashboard here. You'll see the devices that have visited or the location from which your users are, and even the information on your forms and click tracking. Also, you can edit your design even later. So now we should move to our next step, that is creating a welcome email. So let's go to our tool, click on the email marketing option, and here you'll see this newsletter option. So click on the create newsletter button, and yes, all sorts of email template are listed under newsletter because you have the option to later choose what your email is for. So we are going to use the AI generator for email as well because it's more easier. Now you have to describe your email. So this is the description of our welcome email. And now you have to select what kind of business you have. So simply type in teaching and certificate. And then you have the option to add more settings. So these are the settings like who this email is for. But I've already mentioned that in my description, I guess. No, I have not. So I'll mention it's for college students or anyone interested in AI. And then you have to select what kind of email this is. So this is welcome email. If you're creating a newsletter or a follow-up email, you can change up the type of email, but the flow will remain same for creation of any type of email. So you'll click on this next button, and here's where you can select how your email should sound. Should it sound formal, informative, inspirational, etc.? So as it's a welcome email, I want it to sound very friendly so that our customer feel welcomed and they would visit our website more. Now you have to select the layout. So we are going to select the one column layout, and again you can select the color palette from here. I'll select the pastel one because it goes more with my landing page, as I don't have the exact landing page one. You can also copy the color codes from your landing page color palette to this one here and create an exact same color palette, but I'm just going to go with the pastel one and click on the generate option. And this is the email template that it has created. It does follow the color palette that was provided and sounds pretty friendly to me. Now if you want to customize, you can do that. Here you have all the basic blocks like images, text, button, which you can add. If you are using an email template for e-commerce, you have the ability to add in a product or a promo code. And if you are using for selling courses, you can select course option as well. Now you can even change the sections, and only customization that I'm going to do is add in our logo from here. I'm just going to add the image and it is already uploaded in my files, so I'm going to use that. And I will change the background color of this header here to match the whole newsletter, and this logo is too big, so let's resize it. So I'm going to select this and I can resize by adjusting its height and width from here. So I'm going to resize it to 50, and there's too much space between the header and that. So I will simply reduce the padding. I've completely removed the padding, and finally I've changed the color of my header. So this is the whole welcome email template. And now you can test and preview the template by clicking on this test and preview. Select either test message or a preview option. So if you select the test message, it will send an email. So you can select an email address here and send message. Mine went to the spam section, so I had to make it not spam. So this is the result of the welcome email, and it looks perfect. The image is loaded and everything. So back to my design, I can now publish it. So let's go to the next step, which is the actual publishing settings. So first off, I have to give a name for this welcome email, and now I can select the email address which will be used to send this email, the subject line. Here you can customize it according to an individual user as well. Like I can add in the customer name, so simply click on this user icon, search for name option, and you can use any of the data fields for more personalized subject or even design and content. After that, you have to select the receiver of this mail, so click on add recipients, and you have to select which list will receive these mails. So I'm going to select the subscribers list, and it will give me the count of customers or contacts, and click on the add option. Now you have the design which we just created, and simply select whether you want to send the message immediately or do you want to schedule it for later. So I'm going to send it immediately and click on the send message button, and it will be sent in under 40 seconds. Now to automate this process, you can use the automation options, and you can trigger this message sending or email whenever a user signs up in your landing page. So let's see how you can make that. So click on this create workflow from your tools. You have to select the automation and you land on this page. So click on the create workflow. Here we are going to use the welcome template and simply use the simple welcome message template. You have multiple other templates as well. You can use them to automate different stages of your process. So we are going to use this template. So this is what our template looks like. If you can't find a template that is automating a process that you want to, so you can always create an automation of your own by using all these elements from here. But let me just show you how you can use a template. So this is our first node where you have to select how the contact has subscribed. So you can either select the list. If you want a specific list, click on this specific button, select the list that you want your subscriber to be from. So in our case, it's subscribers list, and you can select any specific method that you want, like is it from the landing page, contact import, etc, etc. But let's keep it any method because we want the welcome mail to be delivered to all the contacts no matter how they have subscribed. Next, all you have to do is select the message that should be sent. So select the type of message. So we are going to select newsletter as that's what we just created, and select the welcome email. Next, you will be asked if you want to copy that email to an automated message. So you have to click on the apply option, and now your subscriber list as well as your email template are integrated into this workflow. All you have to do is publish and select the timings when you want to run this workflow. It can either be immediately or on some specific time. So you have to mention the start time of this workflow as well as the end time. So as it's our welcome email, we don't want to end this. So I'm just going to click on the immediately and finish. And here you can see our workflow being published. Let's edit its name so that we have a better understanding of what this workflow actually does. So I'm going to edit. So that was basically our welcome automation. So let's test it out on our landing page. So let me go to our landing page and open it in a new tab. And now I can sign up using the sign up form on our page. So I'm going to sign up and let's go and check out our mail. And this is the mail that I've received, which is the welcome email. So our automation is working perfectly. Back to our landing page, you can now create newsletters using the same email marketing and newsletter templates. So let me show you how you can use the autoresponder now. So This is the autoresponder, and what it does is it's basically sending regular updates and emails to your contact list, like newsletters or any updates regarding the topic that your contacts want to follow. So let me just quickly make a newsletter the same way as we created the welcome email, and create a new list called newsletter, and then I'll get back to how you can create this autoresponder. I've created my newsletter template as well as the newsletter list. So let's go on and create the autoresponder. Simply click on this create autoresponder option and use the AI tool. No, sorry, this time around I want to do it by myself because I've already created the design. So I'm just going to write in the title of my autoresponder, and that would be newsletters, and then I can select the duration after which I want to send this autoresponder to. So if I select 15 days, like I want my email to be sent to the contact after 15 days of their sign up. Now you can choose the days on which this message can be sent. So I'm going to check out the weekends because I don't think people would be checking on their emails as much as they usually do in their weekdays. Next, you have to select the mail that you want to send it from, your subject line. I'm going to use an AI generated one. I just have to describe what the keyword should be appearing on the line, and then I can describe the type of business that I have. So I'm going to use the keyword that is AI technologies, and my business is training and certification. All I have to do is select that and click on the generate option. Now it will give me a bunch of suggestions which I can choose from or just go with my own. I'm going to select this one, and now I can click on design message, and here I can either use a template or use an existing message, which is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to use this template, and I can make appropriate changes and simply click on the next button because we have already gone through this whole process. Now your content is inserted in the responder. You can simply save and publish it, and it will send automated email at the interval that you have decided to maintain the engagement of your audience. So those were the basic flows which can be used by any of your businesses to maintain a healthy relationship with your audience. Now, last thing that I want to show is how you can check out the reports and analytics by clicking on this reports button. And here you'll see different statistics about your email campaign, your responder, your contact lists, etc. So the first tab is the email marketing one, where you can see the delivery rate, the bounce rate, which will show how many of your emails have been sent to the spam, then open rate, etc. Next, you have different infographic visualizing the information that can help you understand this better. The next dashboard you can access is the autoresponder one, which doesn't have anything because we haven't had any of the mails sent from the autoresponder. Apart from that, you have the automation messages, which will give you the performance rating, the graphs for different information like in our email marketing. Similarly, we have the contact reports as well as e-commerce reports, RSS email reports, and you can even create your custom report. So this is the contact report. You can also filter it out by the list and select only the list that you want to look for. Then you can filter out it according to date as well and generate reports on these bases. So that will be the end of our guide. Hope you have understood how you can create contact lists, landing pages, welcome email templates, newsletter, automation, and autoresponder in your GetResponse dashboard. And hope this tutorial has helped you overcome any of the issues that you were having while you tried email marketing campaigning.